Hey, what's goody, Frye gang? Now, my last video was about my top 10 favorite Splatoon songs, and I was kind of in the mood to continue the rankings, so I wanted to go over my favorite Splatoon maps, since, you know, it's natural. The songs and the maps are like the most notable parts of Splatoon, so I kind of wanted to go over my favorite maps. This time, I'm going to have 12 maps instead of 10 because there's a lot more to choose from, and I just really like a whole lot of maps. It'd be really hard to choose a top 10, even though 12 doesn't seem like that much more. I'm excited. I like talking about these maps, so 2 extra, not a big deal, but it's gonna be a fun video regardless. Now, there will be some lag for some of these showcases, I guess, because I have a low-end laptop and it tends to overheat pretty quickly when I'm recording Splatoon, and I did all these back to back in a row, so it overheats, which causes it to lag. So if there's some lag, I apologize for that. I just really wanted to get this video out. But other than that, let's start with my top 12 favorite Splatoon maps. At number 12, we have Skipper Pavilion. I really like the whole Japanese inspired theme of this map, a lot like Brine Water. This map is very nice. I like this map a lot. Some of my fondest Splatoon 2 memories and janky moments were on this map. I like it a lot. All right, and it's pretty nicely designed, I think. Obviously, the common thing to do is to just go down through here all the way to mid from there. But if you don't want to do that, you can easily come up here, and there's this entire area back here, which I'm not sure what this is for, except for like turf war, because none of the ranked modes really come back here for anything. So there's this whole area back here to just fight out and build special. You can just completely go through mid if you want, just come down through the middle of the map to get up to the objective up there. If you want to get here faster, because you can just literally drop off right there. Can also kind of bully the opposing team right here if they're trying to drop down as well, and it's really not that bad. There's plenty of protection too. There's this wall right here, there's that one. You can come up here easily, get into the enemy base right here without even having to go through the most dangerous part down there in the middle. And I'm pretty sure there was also some weird tech right here where you could, I think it was a different game mode where this wasn't here, there's a gap, you can just jump from here to get a massive amount of points. Might have been, or some with clamblets, something, but it's kind of like an H shape or U shape, because you have to spawn up here and then you come all the way down here for the objective, and you gotta go all the way back up. So, and speaking of objectives for like Rainmaker and stuff, you can either go up through mid right here. It's very dangerous to come up here though. There's not a lot of room to move, and the opponent can easily get you from right here, and they can get up here. It might be a little tough to jump up here after you fall down, because this is uninkable, so you can't just swim and jump, which I think is pretty nice. And I have to move around first, go up here, come down, back and around. But you can easily just come up over here and kind of just bully the opposing team, like a Splatling or something. Slosher, you kind of cover anyone trying to do something there. And since it's uninkable, they kind of have to walk, so it's pretty easy to get them from there. But this map is not all that bad. It's very pretty. You can see the city out back there. You got these bonsai trees, got the temple right there. And then look at this right here. Looks like it's still in construction. You got these up here. It's very nice. And then we got room right up here for backlines to hang out at and try to cover this area. You also got all of this up here. If you don't want to come up here, you could easily just swim up here, jump up here for a quicker way to get up here. Also, this path that connects right here, so you can kind of like hide back here and then try to get anyone up here for defending and attacking, and you can just easily come up here. But it's pretty dangerous because there's just a wide open space right here, and since this is uninkable, you kind of have to walk up here, so it's very risky, but it's worth for the flank. So there's a lot of risk and reward for coming up here, which is, I really like this about Splatoon 2 maps that Splatoon 3 maps don't have. There's a lot of ways to get in, with some being more dangerous than others, but having a bigger reward for doing so. So a lot of risk reward areas in these maps. And the entire map isn't just a choke point in and of itself like Splatoon 3 maps. And if you really want to get up into spawn, you can always just come all the way up and around here. There's also the Rainmaker pedestal here. But you can completely come all the way up to the spawn point of the opposite team if you wanted to, going completely around. So there's a lot of freedom in what you can do in this map. There's not really a lot holding you back here. And this little grate right here is nice. If you don't want to come all the way back around here and waste the time, you can try to just come over here. But there is a grate here, so you have a higher chance of getting seen and spotted and splatted for that. So you can always just go around here, even though it takes more time. Like I said, a lot of risk and reward areas. So this map is very nice. And then there's just a lot of times there's just 1v1s going on back here, or just a lot of bullshit happening back here for like turf war and stuff. But Skipper Pavilion is definitely in the top 12. At number 11, we have Shellendorf. Yes, you heard me right, goddammit. Shellendorf Institute is one of my favorite maps in Splatoon, alright? I like this map a lot, alright? I'm probably one of the only people who does like this map. But it's pretty nice, alright? Even just here off spawn, you have a lot of area to move around. Quite a bit of area to get into mid. You can go to the left here, which there's a lot of space to move over here to the left. There's this ramp up here. There's this right here for like backliners, and there's a spot like these grates right here to help deal with backliners sitting up here. There's also this part right here, right side peak. Not that anyone's really gonna be right here anyway. You can get up here to kind of worry about anybody up on the glass. And then there's even some elevation to this part here as well. There's this block right here to help protect you from anyone trying to come here, since this is a very contested area of the map, especially for like tower control, all that, because the tower comes through right here. So nice spot for backliners to right side peek on tower. There's also a glass part up here, kind of just like a reef. There's the whole top with the bridge, and then you can go under. The bridge up here is completely glass, so you can't ink it, which is nice because that would be very scary if they had this much of a huge area with high ground that you could just swim around in. So this is a nice spot for chargers to take snipes at the Rainmaker. You can kind of cover this whole area right here for E-leaders to deny anyone trying to come in from mid. You can also cover their left side from up here. The top is just very scary. You could also cover this, but you have to like run around up here. So this spot is very good for like splatlings who just like running anyway. So that has no issue for them. Brushes are also going to be very nice up here. And then you can easily get into the opposite side from up here by walking over here. And then there's this whole thing. Over here to the right is a nice spot for chargers to defend from on tower. And anyone trying to come in from here. Not that hard to get here from spawn. There's this inkable part, so it's hard for the opponent to get in, but you can just drop right down here. There's this to kind of cover mid. There's also right here for right side peek if you really want to. But this map overall isn't bad. I don't really see why people have an issue with it. There's a lot of cover here in mid as well. There's just a lot of geometry and cover for this map that you can just hold here. If Rainmaker tries to push through mid, you can do that. There's also a rail here that lets you get up to the bridge for free and fall out like that, but there's protection right there. So if going to the right or left takes too long, you can literally just hit this ink rail right here and get up to mid or up on top of here easily. And then for like ballers and everything, it's great because you can just roll around up here, drop down, bow. This map is really nice. I'm not really too sure, and it's also easy to get up top from here. There's multiple ways to get on top of here, which I think is very balanced, because if there's multiple easy ways like the ink rail or just coming up here, from over there. There's a lot of ways to get up here, and normally that'd be scary if it's easy to get up to high ground, but this all being glass, so you have to walk here. You can't really swim around and recover ink. I think is very balanced. So even though this is an area you probably want to be at because it's high ground, there's some cons to it since you can't really recover ink, and for very ink hungry weapons like Explosher and all that, it's kind of dangerous to be up here. So you kind of have to think about whether or not you want to come up here or not, and it's not just a mindless, oh, let me hold the top and I win. No, so it's, you kind of have to be resourceful with your ink and other things. So it's very nice being up here. Also, this entire, damn near the entirety of the bottom here protects you from 10 missiles, and it's very nice, just aesthetically pleasing to look at this stage. Look, we got a Megalodon, we got Inkling Girl right there. That's actually like an acrylic. I thought that was a figure, but that's like an acrylic thing. That's cool. And we got the different sized teeth here in casings, and we got some lore right there. So it's just a museum. We're fighting in a museum. All right, there's a lot of cool stuff to look at. There's the great Zapfish. Oh my god, this is like a 2-scale model too. I never even noticed this till now. All my time playing Splatoon 3, I never noticed this. Oh, look at these. Oh yeah, okay, I'm gonna have to make some videos like exploring these maps because these are amazing. But Shellendorf is a great map. I like it a lot. I'm not really too sure why some people hate it, but this is definitely the map one of the maps I've had the most fun on. Kind of surprising it's this far down on the list, but I may move it up a little bit later. But this map it's great. And next up is Muscle Forge. I didn't really start falling in love or liking this stage until very recently. I used to hate this map, but it's actually very nice because I just missed Splatoon 2. After playing Splatoon 3 for so long, coming back and playing Splatoon 2 just felt different, all right? It hit a little bit, it makes you feel emotions. But this map is very nice. I like the whole pyramid or a trapezoid type of shape to it. It's got the lower left and right sides, but the mid is the high point. And there's this nice perch right here for backlines. No right side peak, but there's this part right here to help you aim better, or over here for this grate and just this area in general. And it's nice because you can't really recover ink here, so you have to come over here to do it. And this block right here is very nice for the opposing team, as they can't just get absolutely bodied trying to walk across the grate with the Rainmaker. So this is some protection right here from a backliner. And this grate isn't really all that long anyway. It's a very dangerous idea to try to push from right here. So most people opt to go like down here, which is also very nice. Just coming out of spawn, you can come down here. You got some protection right here with this little ramp for like chargers to peek over and just laser you from right here. I like this little ramp and wall a lot. Now there's this trench right here, which the only other map that really has a trench like this is Robo Ramen, which I will get to later. Spoiler, yes, Robo Ramen's on this list because it is a fan favorite. It's probably the best map in Splatoon 3 right now. It's such an amazing map. But Muscle Forge mid is pretty dangerous, as it should be. There's not really a whole lot of protection. You kind of have this little pillar here. I mean, there's not really any blocks in open you can hide behind except for like these right here. And for like pushing Rainmaker and stuff, people would rather just go down here because that grate up there is very dangerous. But like I said, you can sit up there as a backliner and you have the high ground, so it's easy to catch people. But that's what this bumper is here for, to kind of like play around with chargers. And then you got this little block right here, and for what if you want to, you can go up here to try to flank the backliners. So I like how this is a grate and not just an inkable surface, because it would be way too easy. And then up here, another spot for backliners, chill up there, and you just easily get in the goal. Like this map is great. I like Muscle Forge a lot. It's pretty huge, all things considered, and it's definitely one of my favorites, although that might be a little controversial. Next we have Aroan Mall. I love this map. I am so sad that this map didn't come back, and it kind of doesn't really make any sense either, because considering you know, most of Splatoon 3's maps are like big long hallways, and a lot of the maps they brought back are also kind of big long hallways. Look at this. This is like the most hallway-ish map in Splatoon. Well, it's from Splatoon 1, but played it more in Splatoon 2. This is like one of the most hallway maps in the series. So why not bring this map back? I would have much preferred this. All right, but there's actually quite a bit to do here. There's that, if you don't miss it, and all of these walls are inkable, except not really. I didn't know that was there, but you can go around to the left here. You can go choose left or right to get to mid, and just go straight through mid, which is kind of dangerous. Most people just prefer to take the left route up here since it's higher ground, and then for like splatlings and other backlines, they can just sit up over there or like right here on each side of the map, and it's pretty safe going through here. You can come all the way up around to the right and go through here. You can also build up special right here, but right back here is pretty safe, at least coming along this corridor, especially if you have a splash wall. You could just completely deny this entire area. The opponent can't even get around even if they wanted to, so that's very nice for like Rainmaker pushes. Or you can also just preemptively do that to keep yourself safe in case someone's camping right here, because that is a big blind spot right here. You can't really see what's going on over here. So if you have a splash wall, you can just throw it out. And at least for like heavy deco, I like to just throw a splash wall right here and just cover zone. And then you can also get to the other side of the opponent's side over here. There's a lot of high ground in this map. And this map is very vertical. As you can see, you can go down right here. You can still get up on either side of here by up here. There's also that wall right there that you can, I also didn't know Pearl Marina right there, but you can ink that wall right there at the very bottom to get all the way up. It's very nice. And then right here, splash wall to kind of deny stuff right here, so they can't really do anything. Mid is also very vertical. There's a lot of going up hills right here, which I like a lot. At least for weapons like Blobber, it's very nice, the hills. Like I was saying before, you can completely just come up here through right here, like that, so you don't have to come up around here and then come up here. You can just go straight up from that wall right there. And then you can't really get up here unless you go all the way around, so this is a nice spot for backliners. And you can kind of just cover the whole map from around here. It's a really wide open spot. And there's just a lot of area, even for like the hallway maps like Arowana. There's a lot of area to move around and do things. Unlike Splatoon 3, there aren't a lot of spots that are just huge choke points. The entire map isn't a choke point like a lot of Splatoon 3's maps. There's always a different route to go to avoid someone, and if there's someone camping up there, you can always just come down here. You can use this to get across the entire side of the map. You can't really go back, but you can get over here if you're being pressured here, or if a teammate needs help over there, you can just use this ink rail to go over there. You can also just kind of chill here, shoot a little bit, and refresh it if you're good at that. But think about it, you can just kind of camp at this ink rail and just cover mid from this area, which I didn't really even think about till now, which is kind of amazing. You just get free high ground that the enemy can't really do anything about. That's actually really cool. It looks like there's a limit to how much you can do that, but you can also just come up here. Nice for backliners. And there's a block here, so you can't really right side peek, leaving you open and vulnerable, which is pretty good because this is a pretty open part of the map right here. So it's very easy to get like splatted from standing right here, which kind of incentivizes you to not just stand there the whole time, since you can kind of just easily hold zone or Rainmaker, tower control, whatever, so you can easily just hold mid right there. But this map, it really confused me why this map didn't come back in Splatoon 3, considering for whatever reason they really like hallway maps, and this is one of the most hallway maps. So it really baffles me why this isn't here. But Aroan Mall is definitely one of my favorites. And at number 8, we have the very first map introduced for Splatoon 2, and that is the Reef. This map is huge. Look how massive this is. All right, this map is huge. And just aesthetically, this is probably one of the best looking maps in the entire series. There's just so much going on. Look, you can see Wahoo from here. I didn't realize that until now. You can see Wahoo right there. This like train or monorail kind of reminds me of Eel Tail. But look, just looking around the map, there's a lot going on in the background. All right, we got all kinds of shops and everything. We're just kind of in the middle of the city. And like over here, look, we got this whole like clothing store or something. We got the mannequins right here, the nice design on the windows. We got the vending machine. This map is very well designed, just aesthetically. It looks great. And just even like here in this whole starting area, there's just a lot to look at. We got graffiti over here on the wall. Cake rules. I'm pretty sure that was for a Splatfest. Here, look. We even got some more stuff over here for like skateboard and stuff. Even these are paintable, they're inkable. We got some shoes here. And just the area is just very aesthetically pleasing. I really do like this map a lot. But in terms of like gameplay wise, there's a whole lot of room. Look how much room there is to move around and do stuff. All right, first you can completely just off rip from the beginning, from the starting. You can just come all the way over here to get all the way to the left side of the map, and now you're here, you're in mid, you're in left without really any issue. You can safely come here unless someone's camping, but it's not that hard to deal with them since you have the high ground. You can also drop off early right here, and there's this wall protecting you, so you can kind of go around here to catch anyone trying to camp. You can also just go straight down from mid here, just go straight here to mid above the bridge. I'll talk about the bridge in a second, but if you don't want to do any of that, there's this uninkable okay, well, there's also a perk of the Reef. Okay, as I was saying before, I just got a Splatoon 3 moment. There's also this forgot to put it on Rainmaker, that's fine. But there was that uninkable trail right there, or ramp to get up there for Rainmaker, so it's not as easy for the opponent to get in. I also think there's a ramp here. But you can completely just skip going left or mid and come all the way over here to the right. You can come over here, build special a little bit. You can drop down from right here, but if that's too exposed, you can always just come drop down around here for more secret approach. And then backliners can just sit up here and cover the top of the bridge and the bottom for like E-liter, and then you can just easily get into the opponent's side right here. Squid roll would go insane right here for this part. And also this right here, this wall is inkable, which is very nice. I like that a lot, so you don't have to go all the way around. You can easily just do that. The whole bridge, okay, actually not, just this part right here, so you can easily get up on top of bridge. And I mean, just being up here on bridge already is very good, but also very not good at the same time, because everyone's gonna try to be up here because it's the high ground, and that's another reason why it is a nice area, because it is high ground, so you can kind of just deal with anyone below you. And then for like dualies and something, if you're chasing, like shooting someone, they're chasing them under the bridge, you can easily just drop down and go like that or something. So for dualies, at least, this is very nice. And this map also, you can like protect yourself from Tenna missiles right here. And for splat zones, the zones are down here, but it's very easy to just get up here and get up here and do things in the enemy base. Overall, this map is very nice. All right, I want to say something so bad, but I can't say that right now regarding this map. However, all I'm gonna say is this map will not be forgotten. All right, let's just say that. Let's just say this map will not be forgotten if everything holds true. But this map is amazing. There's so many different ways to get in. This map is massive. You can go to the right, go to the mid, go left, even more left. This map is just amazing. It was the first map introduced for Splatoon 2, and it's definitely a fan favorite for a reason. All right, there's just so much to do on this map. So much area to just build special around here. All right, it's amazing. This map is incredible. Look how massive it is. There's so much to do. This is definitely one of my favorite maps, and I might actually put this higher up on the list. Now that I'm thinking about it and talking about it, this map might be higher on the list for me, but the Reef is definitely top 10. At number 7, we have Anchovy. I think this is one of the biggest maps in Splatoon 2. Like, look how massive this is, all right? There's this just massive starting area here. This area right here is huge, great for charging up special. And then there's this whole area right here. And one of my favorite parts is actually this part right here, way over off to the side. You can like just completely skip all of that and come up here. And the only way to get up here is through these like wind or these elevator door things. And then there's this little part right here to help also charge some special or for some backliners to sit down there. And then you could use this to get to mid, so you can completely skip going through like right here, which is a very easy choke point, and avoiding having to go all the way around over here, which you could also go that way from up here. So you can take the high ground up here. Pretty easy for an E-liter to just sit here and pick off, or a Hydra. And then there's this whole area right here, and I like this little game console right here, or not console, but oh, is that Squid Jump, bro? I just now noticed that. That's literally Squid Jump from Splatoon 1. Oh, that's great. I like that. Look at that. This Squid Jump. That's amazing. I didn't realize that till now. Just makes me love this stage even more now. But you can come up here. This pretty popular area throughout the game, throughout matches. So just sitting up here is relatively dangerous, especially around this area, because people would likely be dropping off down there, trying to hit you. And I think in splat zones, there's a pillar right here to make it easier to get up here, since you have to ink this wall to climb up here. But mid as well is very nice. I like these things right here, so you can just blow the fan to raise the platform to help get up here. It's to help a push, also like that, you see, to help keep others away from the Rainmaker or whatever else. It's an overall just really nice map. I don't really have too many complaints about it. And then see there's these bumpers right here, and I can't fucking aim with this weapon. I wish there was like some kind of at least little mini grate right here, instead of this being an inkable wall. For whatever reason, I don't know why that's there. They could make it a grate so you can swim through to this platform right here. That would be pretty cool. But overall, this map is just pretty well designed, I think. I like this map a lot. And then you can just sit up here for like a blah blubber and do this, and the opponent can't really do anything about it, and now it's lagging. But yeah, I really like this map. I really like this this part over here. I don't know why, but I like that part a lot of this map. It's a really nice way to get into the game without having to go through the choke points. But this map is really nice. I have a lot of fond memories on this map. Pretty nostalgic map for me. I love Anchovy games. And at number 6, we finally have the first Splatoon 3 map, and that is Brine Water Springs. I like this map a lot. I've always liked it since release. It's definitely one of the prettiest, I think, in terms of like the lighting. And like, look at the water, that looks so clean. I like the way this map is designed, even though it's probably not designed all that well for many reasons. I like this map a lot. All right, typically, obviously you want to come down here, and then most people like come right here and jump off here, or for backliners they will sit right here and guard all of the mid right here, since you can easily do that. All of the game modes you can easily just sit right here and guard as a backliner. But like a nice defending flank point is like right through here to kind of cover this, to cover anyone trying to push, especially for clan blitz. You can sit here and defend the basket, and it's pretty hard to see people coming from up here, and hard to like hit them too, because although there's this wall here, there's that glass, so you can kind of see them. But once they're down here, you can hide behind this block. We can always just lob bombs up here, and this little area right here isn't too big, so you can't just like sit here and camp, and you can't really get back up here either. So once you drop down here, you're kind of committed and have to fall down to go somewhere else if you don't want to die, which is nice to prevent like just sitting in one spot and camping the whole time. Because even this area right here is pretty open. All right, you're easily targeted from mid as well as right here, so you kind of have to watch both sides, and bombs are very, very commonly thrown right here. And I think for splat zones, there's an opening right here to where you can just fall down here. And I like this little area right here, this tiny little flank here as well. There's this little dip right here to help you hide behind and then just surprise someone. And it's just a very nice way to just look out for mid and kind of make callouts without really being seen. And then this entirety over here, you can just swim around right here without anyone noticing, because there's this big ass wall right here. There's this right here, the ramp. There's a tree that actually is pretty annoying in some spots because the damn leaves are so big. Sometimes I'll be just running around the tree with people here trying to hit them, and then sometimes it's hard because, like, see, the tree gets in the way so you can't really see. Well, the tree right here is a nice distraction. I like that addition. Even though it's annoying, that's the point, and it works very well. You can always just come up here, and if you're flanking, if you're like dualies or something, or a low weight weapon, you can easily just come up here like this and just go off. Put up the Rainmaker right here, defend right there. And even here, you can kind of just see if anyone's coming up here, because the only way to get up here is through this ramp, and you can easily see if someone's coming up here. But if you're down there, you can hide behind the tree and these big ass leaves. So I like this whole little area down here a lot on either side of the map. This map is very simple. There's not a whole lot. It's just a big ramp, a mid with a smaller section on each side, and then another big ramp. It's not really all that complex, but sometimes simplicity is the best thing. It's very simple, but I like the way it's designed, and it's not really hard to play on, except for a lot of times it can be hard to defend or push. For, like I said, defending is this wide open area, so you're very easily able to get splatted, if not by the weapons, then by subs like bombs and stuff. Tenna missiles you can always just launch anywhere, so no map is an issue for Tenna missiles, except there's like some cover. But overall, this map is just very nice. And then there's this sponge here as a little bit of extra like high ground, and then you can get back up here if you need to. But as well as attacking, like I said, you can just easily worry about people up here. Ahoy mateys, booyah. You can come up here. This is really the only way to go, which is a big issue with a lot of Splatoon 3 maps. There's really only one way to progress, where like the rest of the maps you saw earlier in the video, there's plenty of different ways to get through mid and get to the opposing side. There's rarely ever just one way to go in Splatoon 1 and 2 maps, but 3 for some reason just really likes always in the entire maps being a choke point. But like right here, it's easy to just lob bombs up here, so whoever's staying there, they can't just camp up there. And then you can easily just hide up under here for like sloshers and brushes. You can easily just camp, or not camp, but counter chargers, whoever might be sitting there behind the block. You just cover that. And then there's this little thing right here where you can hide behind, so you can flank whoever is right here, or try to just scope out, see who's coming down from here or up around there. This little lip is nice. And then there's this median right here, which is actually a lot more helpful than it seems. There's a lot of times where I've been saved by this little median right here. It's very nice. This map, like I said, is very simplistic, but it's a very nice map as well. And number 5, this one's a bit of a weird option, but Camp Triggerfish. I know this map is very controversial, but I love Camp Triggerfish, and I'm probably one of the only people who do. This map is just so fun. I don't know why, but this map is great. All right, there's a lot of open room. Look how huge this map is. This map is. Splatoon 3 would never. We got this entire side over here to the right on its own, separated by the water. So there's not really a whole lot of areas to get through to here. And then we have this entire left side over here all by itself, which is a nice flank to get into the main map. And you can just sit up here for certain weapons, for like chargers and other backlines, splatling. But then there's this rail down here which lets you come all the way up and around to the opponent's side of the map and flank from over here. I just really like this map a lot. And then there's this little part right here to hold flank, or to hold as a backline, more of like an E-leader, so you're safer than being up there. But also as an opponent, you can sit here and bully the team from right here. You can also kind of see people going around from back there, so it's like an explosher or something. And there's already that explosh tech from behind there to just ink the zone. And then there's a way up here to kind of get higher ground for the people over there. It's just a very nice map, okay? I like Camp Triggerfish a lot. It's very controversial. I'm not really too sure why people dislike this map, but it's really not that bad. But there's this grate right here to get up here. So if you take the, I'd say the easier route. Is this the only pedestal? Okay, yeah, I'm stupid. This is Splatoon 2. It doesn't have the checkpoints like Splatoon 3. So in order to get up here to the pedestal, you have to walk across this whole grate right here, which gives the opposing team time to like set up and defend, especially with this part right here for like splatlings and whatever to sit on. There's this little grate right here if you want to play a little bit more aggressive and right side peek. And then there's right here to also help, so you can have like double backline up there, and then right here to cover just anyone trying to get up here with the Rainmaker. Or I also think they can, yeah, come up here. This is inkable, so they could just come straight from there. There's also an ink rail right here to kind of help you get over here a lot better. There's just so many different like flank routes, I guess, and that's the issue with Splatoon 3 maps. They're not as open. There's not as many flank routes and just areas to go through and do shit at. That's the biggest issue with Splatoon 3, and why many of my favorites, if you couldn't already tell, many of my favorite maps are from Splatoon 2 or 1 that we're into, because they're just so open. There's so much room to move around and do all kinds of shit here. This map, I like a lot, alright? I don't really see any downsides to it at all. There's a lot of grates here, which is helpful to not, just make games easy to push. And I have to plan and move along with your team if you want to survive, which is kind of the point anyway. But yeah, Camp Triggerfish is a very nice map, and I think it should have came back in Splatoon 3. Alright, it's not everyone's favorite, but I think it's a pretty cool map. Number 4, we have Goby Arena. I like this map a lot, and part of me kind of feels like this map was reused and at least was inspiration for Robo Ramen. I see a lot of similarities between this and Robo Ramen, but I mean, that might have been the case. This might have been reworked into Robo Ramen or used for some inspiration, but I like Goby Arena a lot. Okay, I mean, there's two ways to get into mid. There's this way over here where you have to go on this uninkable path, so you have to walk over here. So there's the downside to that, but the downside to coming this way is these steps. But there's also this grate here, so you kind of have to ink it first and then swim through. But it's really not that bad, and it's not hard to get back in here. And then up here is a great perch for backlines. Even though it kind of covers like half the map, you can still cover everything around here. And then these basketball hoops, they're just kind of like cool little flavor, I guess. But these are nice, like upper high ground to hold. And then these blocks here for Rainmaker. But there's, and if you don't want to take those two routes over there and then over here, there's this route up here where you can go all the way to the right side of the map and then come up from over here, which takes you to this. So there's that. And this map overall, it's just a giant stadium. Like it says, Goby Arena. It's an entire arena. It's a really nice map. I like the feel of it and the aesthetic, and it's just very fun to play on, especially or like Rainmaker in splat zones. And there's not really, and once you get up here, it's easy to get into the enemy base because then you can jump up here and now you're in their mid and you can go over here, or you could just simply just come up these stairs, which would be harder. And then there's always this side over here that's open, and thankfully there's this block here to protect you from anyone trying to get in, but then they also have this block or sponge right here to help them push. It's a very nice and like well-designed map, I'd say. And then there's the ink rails over there. I think you might actually be able to get on it. Okay, no, maybe not. As the opposing team, you can almost get up there. Maybe if you time the jump like perfectly, you could make it up there, but I'm kind of bad at that right now. Actually, fuck it, let's just see if I can get up there. Okay, you can almost kind of get up there, but you can still just come up around here, which takes a while and it's easier to get got this way. But then you can also come here like this as a charger, maybe to get to mid faster. I just like this map a whole lot, all right? Everything about this map, and then you can just throw a sprinkler up there, and it's kind of hard for anyone, like a short to mid-range weapon, to reach up there to destroy it, so that's very nice. Just overall, this map is a very nice map. I like Goby Arena a lot, and I feel like it was reworked, or at least some parts of it were used as inspiration for Robo Ramen. But let's go on to the next map. At number 3, we have Robo Ramen, the most recent map to the Splatoon series, and this is probably the best map in Splatoon 3. This map is amazing. There's so much to talk about with this map. All right, first of all, it's just very nice to look at. Look, you can see the jellies down there eating ramen, and there's a whole elevator, ramp, I guess. This is basically just a huge mall. We're literally in like a huge shopping mall, which is already a reason why I like it. If the next map, you will also see a similar theme. But Robo Ramen it's great. All right, it's huge. It's absolutely massive here at spawn. So a lot of room to charge special. There's a lot of room to move around too. There's multiple ways to get to mid. So many ways. You can come all the way down here to the right, drop down below right here and get in from up there. You can also get in from the middle right there and also to the right, which I will talk about in a second. There's also way up here you can go to as like a perch for defense. And you can kind of see why I said Goby Arena was used as an inspiration or reworked into Robo Ramen, because this part right here at least reminds me a lot of that, going up to the right. And then I don't know, maybe I'm the only one, but that part right there kind of reminds me of mid. Maybe I'm the only one, but for some reason Robo Ramen really does remind me of Goby Arena. So kind of sad Goby didn't make it in. But here we have this area, which is nice for backliners. They can stand right here, cover pretty much all of mid. There's no right side peek, and you have like this for protection, but you can right side peek right here to help prevent Rainmaker pushes. You can also just cover everything down here. Pretty big area. And then mid itself isn't really that bad. I like this glass wall right here though. I like how it's glass too, because first of all, it's protection. Say for like Rainmaker, you're right here. Anyone trying to sneak up over here, and I'm glad this is a grate and not like a swimmable, inkable area, because that'd just be too easy to get up in here and just do all this. But it would, I guess, incentivize you to be more careful. But here we got this, so you can walk up here and flank if you need to, if it's too hard to get in from here. But there's glass here so the enemy can see you, the opponent can see you coming, so they can get ready. But you can kind of counteract that. Where the hell does this ink rail lead to? Down here. You can, I didn't even notice you can just drop down here. Okay, well you can just drop down there. There's an ink rail right here to help you get up here to counteract or like fight anyone who's coming up here. You can also just stand up here for some high ground to cover a lot of area. If you're like a more aggressive backliner, you can stand here instead of way over there. this mid itself is very nice. It's very open. All right, there's a lot of room to move around. But arguably the best thing about this map, right, is right here. Being able to go under the map and completely all the way to the other side of the map. I think Reef, I'm pretty sure, Reef and I think one more map, I'm blanking right now, but pretty sure Reef, Robo Ramen, and one more map are the only maps in the entire series where you can completely go under the map and make it to the opposite side. Like, this part is so underrated about Robo Ramen. You can completely go underneath the entire map into the other side. So if you're being walled out from mid right here and the team is holding you right here or right about here, you can easily just drop down, come under here, and completely go all the way around. Maybe even come up here and kind of flank them, or especially around on this side too for a more offensive push. And come around here and maybe come up here, catch them off guard. And then for tower control, there's a wall right here. There's a pillar right here that you can ink up to swim up there. But this is an amazing feature, being able to go underneath the map. So there's a lot more room to move around, and it's starting to feel like a Splatoon 2 map. Like I said earlier, Splatoon 3 maps, a lot of them, the entire map is just one big choke point, and there's really only one way to advance. That's not the case for Robo Ramen. There's many different ways. You can go under from the right, you can go under from the left, you can go through mid and go down through the bottom right over there. You can also go from up here, you can go from around here. You can also take the Rainmaker, go down and around through there, whatever. You can go around through here. There's just so much room to move around and do things. This really does feel like a Splatoon 2 map, and it feels like the devs are finally learning, all right, and starting to make good maps. It's a shame that it's happening this late into the development. We only have like 2 seasons left, so that's a max of 4 more maps, which there are more returning maps from the leaks. I'm not going to spoil what those are, but we are getting returning maps, so that's even less for brand new maps with like Splatoon 2 styled format. There's a lot of room to move around, and even if you don't want to go that way to get into the enemy base, since that is going to be a high traffic area, you can always just come down here and come up from around here. You can kind of worry about people up here, and this overall, this entire map is amazing. There's just so much good to this map. I don't really have any negatives to say about this map. I don't really have anything bad to say about this map. It's very fleshed out and very well developed. Robo Ramen is probably the best map in Splatoon 3, and if we get more new maps, like 1 or 2 more new maps, this is a great direction they're going. They're finally getting it and fixing the map issue. So hopefully we get more maps like this, either new maps or returning maps that I don't already know of, that will kind of be open and have multiple areas to where you can do stuff. It's an actual map and not just the hallway. I love this map to death on basically all game modes. It is an amazing map. And at number 2, we have yet another Splatoon 2 map. Right, Makeart is definitely one of my favorites. Obviously at number 2, I love this map. It's probably the most aesthetically pleasing map in the whole series. It's definitely the brightest and most colorful, I think. I really do like the opposing colors of the map. There's the turquoise over here, or whatever your ink color is, and then the opposite team over there. It's a nice clash. Look, we got the little exit sign right there. We're literally in a grocery store. You can see jellyfish like shopping and stuff over there and checking out. We're literally just in a huge grocery store. And then if you look down at the bottom, there's actually a parking garage. You can see all the cars and everything down there. So that's really nice. It's just very aesthetically pleasing. And then the whole like Mako branding up there, up at the center. But even just the layout of the map itself is pretty nice. It's a pretty small map, which I'm not really complaining about. There's this part right here, this perch right here for backliners. It's easy for backliners. And then right here, this entire area is pretty nice too. If this was inkable, I'm pretty sure you'd be able to jump up over there, but this entire part is inkable anyway, so it doesn't matter. I think you can like easily get there anyway, probably if you're better at it. But this whole side is inkable, this is as well, and you got that whole upper half right there. I guess that's what that's for, so you can get back up here. This entire half up here is very nice for defending since you have the high ground and there's a lot of cover with that right there. We also have this bumper right here, and this is nice for backliners to stay and defend because we've got this right here to protect them. So like right side peek on Rainmaker, and then you can cover this entire area as well as here and try to get anyone trying to jump in, especially on Rainmaker. For this pedestal right here, it's very helpful offensively because you can just get up here easily and just run shit from up here. But that area is very nice. And then back here we got the rail, the ink rail right here is an easy way to get over to mid if you don't want to like swim down around here, and do the ink rail and get up to mid through here. And it's pretty easy to just stay here and kind of like camp. But also for like backliners, especially splatlings, it's very nice because you could just literally jump right here onto that and just have this high ground and cover pretty much everything. So this is a pretty scary spot for hydras, but it takes a while to get to, so it's a nice trade-off, I guess. And then there's this whole part down here. There's this down here you can help charge special as well as kind of just bother the team as like tetras or something. It is low ground, so you have to be careful, but there's this wall right here to protect you from all the stuff happening in mid. There's also this which you can climb up onto and get into the enemy base from there, which I like a lot. I like these ramps. It's more, this is more helpful for whatever team you're on. So if you're coming up from your side, it's a ramp right here, so you can kind of see who's up here, and they can't really see you all that well. And if they can, they kind of have to shoot downward, especially if they're over here. It's kind of hard to hit people over there, especially if you can't really see them like in the ink. And this is, although it is a bit safer since it's high ground, I feel like it's a lot easier to, you know, win a 1v1 from down here because you got this protection right here. You can fall down, up, down over here. It's kind of scary, but it's very nice. And then this block right here to protect this little alleyway, which is a very common area to try to push the Rainmaker through because it's right here. You could have someone be, you know, hiding right here. So this area is really nice. I like how open it is over here to help charge special and all of that. And then even mid itself is not that bad. There's this block here for Rainmaker at least, which is the Rainmaker is on. So if you want to grab Rainmaker, you gotta jump up there, or you can time your jumps from here to grab Rainmaker and then go across. But there's protection right here. You got this wall right here to kind of protect you against the enemy team. You can kind of do a lot from right here. You can cover a lot of area from right here. And then for splat zones, you got a bumper in the middle of the zone right there. So mid is actually not that bad either. I just mainly like this map because of how beautiful it looks. Just look at it. It's like a grocery store. It looks very nice. And then you got the outside over there. You got the registers and everything. There's a lot going on in the background that I don't think many people actually notice. It's just in a giant grocery store. It's so nice. I love this map a lot. Makeart is definitely, look, these are actually shelves right here. We got watermelons for sale, we got cereal and all types of shit right here. We're actually fighting on the shelves. So Makeart is just a really cool concept of a map. At number one, we have my all-time favorite map is Starfish main stage. Now this map is amazing, all right? I'm not really too sure why I like this map so much, but just look at the layout. You could actually it's an actual map and not just one big hallway. There's a flank point way over there. There's one way the hell up here, and you get some pretty nice high ground for like an E-liter to watch this entire area, especially since the tower comes up around here in tower control. So that's a nice perch. And then my favorite spot is up here. I love just sitting up here with like heavy and just spraying down this entire area here. It's really nice. There's a lot of great perches for backlines. There's up there, there's right here, there's back there, and then there's even space to flank around over here to get around the map to go to the opponent's side. It's over here as well as the opposite side over here. So there's quite a bit of flank points, and then you can like maybe kind of get up there if you like time it right, I guess. Maybe with like a baller or something you could get up there. But then these parts aren't inkable, which is fine because that's the enemy side and this is like their perch. It'd be kind of broken if you could just swim up here. So you have to risk getting hit by going all the way around here to go up here. And even still, there's some nice protection here for backliners with right side peak. So, and at least for Rainmaker and tower control, just for all game modes, this is like just a very nice spot for backliners to just sit, because you can just cover mid right here, and then there's this little block right here, and then there's this to get a little bit of more height, and then you could easily get into the base from over here. I don't know, this map is just amazing. I love everything about it. And then this is not really important to the match, but then they got like a little show or whatever going on up here. Sometimes they'll have a match playing, but they have some type of a commercial. But this map is really it's like just like a giant performance stage, which is really cool. I really love this part up here. All right, and then there being a grate here, so you can be more aggressive backline if you want to, and then you can walk around back here again, like I said, to get across. But then you can also make this jump right here to get across, which is very dangerous. But this map in general is just amazing. I love Starfish main stage. I think it'll always be my favorite Splatoon map. Nothing can ever really top it. It's just an amazing map that I wish came back in Splatoon 3, but unfortunately it hasn't come back, and it won't come back according to all of the leaks. So I love Starfish main stage, definitely my favorite map in the entire series. And there it is. Those are my top 12 favorite Splatoon maps. To recap, from 12 to 1, we have Skipper Pavilion, Shellendorf Academy, or is it Institute? I already forgot. Muscle Forge Fitness, Aroan Mall, The Reef, Anchovy Games, Brinewater Springs, Camp Triggerfish, Goby Arena, Robo Ramen, Makeart, and Starfish main stage. Splatoon maps are amazing, alright? I love the maps. And if you couldn't tell, a lot of these maps are from Splatoon 2 or Splatoon 1 maps that appeared in Splatoon 2, because Splatoon 2 was my first game. Alright, it's the one that I have the most fond memories in, and up until very recently, it was the game I had the most hours in. Splatoon 3 had passed that. So Splatoon 2 is a very special game for me. I love that game. I played it so much, and all of those maps are all the maps that were in Splatoon 2 are very nostalgic to me. So the overwhelming majority of these maps are 2 maps, which makes sense. But that's really about it. No long intro this time, or outro, I guess. Yeah, that's it. So see you next mission, and play some goddamn Splatty.